In this video, we are going to learn how to classify solutions to a quadratic equation. So in our quadratic formula, we have negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. So when we plug all of these numbers in to solve for our solution, it'll tell us what our solution is. But before we solve, we can just look right here at this b squared minus 4ac. We call this the discriminant. And that will tell us what type of solution. For example, if it was negative, we'd be taking the square root of a negative, which would give us a complex answer. So on these types of problems, when we're just classifying, we don't need the final answer. We just need to know what types of solutions we'll have. So here are the different things and the types. So if we go through and solve the discriminant and we get a negative number, so if we get a negative number, this will be 2 complex solutions. If we get a 0, that means we're plus or minusing 0. So that means we're going to have 1 repeated real rational solution, which means it will be a fraction. And if we have a positive number that is a perfect square, so a positive number that's a perfect square, which means a 4, a 9, a 16, and so on, something you can take the square root of, we will have 2 real rational solutions. It means we're going to simplify all the way down to a fraction. And then if we have a positive number that's not a perfect square, we will have 2 real irrational solutions, which means we're still going to have a square root in our answer. So those are our 4 choices. So if we look up at this one, A is equal to 1, B is 3, and C is 5. So we're going to do B squared, so 3 squared, minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 5. So 3 squared is 9. 4 times 1 times 5 is 20, which would give us a negative 11. So that means if we were solving quadratic formula, we'd have the square root of negative 11 in there. And then if we look over at our chart here, that would mean we have 2, since it's negative, 2 complex solutions. Okay, this next one, our A is 1 again, B is 9, and C is 14. So we will do B squared minus 4 times A times C. And so we're going to do 9 squared, which is 81. And then we have 4 times 1 times 14, which is 56. And then we do 81 minus 56, and that is 25. And 25 is a positive number, and it's a perfect square. So on this one, we will have 2 real rational solutions. And it's rational because we can take the square root of 25, so we won't have any square roots left. If we have a square root left, that's where the irrational comes in. Okay, the next one, A is 4, B is negative 4, and C is 1. So B squared, so negative 4 squared, minus 4 times A, which is 4, times C, which is 1. So negative 4 squared gives us a positive 16 because we have a negative 4 times a negative 4. And then we have 4 times 4 times 1, which is 16. 16 minus 16 is 0, which means we have 1 repeated real rational solution. So remember, when it asks you to classify, you're just looking for how many and what types. You're not looking for the final answer.